Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together, whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how. It only matters that it's together because...
When you save together, you stay together.
You like that I threw in a couple like... I changed it up. Long pause. Awkward
Yeah,
pause.
I noticed your rhythm is a little different.
I'm just trying things out, you know? Here
That's good. It's good to try new things.
Right?
It's good to change it up.
I'm Craig McGowan.
I'm Grace Novak.
And this is episode 69. And today we're talking about WarioWare.
Nice.
Get it together.
Shit, I was so late.
For what?
I said nice.
Yeah, it is a nice game.
Yeah.
Developed by Nintendo. Oh, no, that's not how this works.
Hey.
What's up?
Let's talk about games we play.
Let's talk about games we've played in our solo time. Grace,
It's been a while.
It has been. We did a couple of quick saves before
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Every time. That's our form of, you know how like Bam Bam has that one thing?
They got plenty of things.
Didn't they have one where they always sing a song?
They have plenty of songs. They do a lot of singing.
All right, cut this
They
part
love
out.
musicals.
I don't want to reference other podcasts on my
Especially
podcast.
ones that are lesser than us.
Yes, especially ones that people are controversial about.
See, now we should leave it in because we just called them lesser. Like, that's pretty cool of us.
All right, cut this out.
Cut this out
Now.
where we... That was me. That was the cut. The cut happened, and now we're back. And we're back!
So, games...
Grace, I gotta ask you. Now, this is the part where I ask you what you've been playing. So, ready? And action. Grace.
I thought you were going to ask me.
Well, you're supposed to say
Oh,
what?
do you want me to just start? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't get... Line? Line?
Hey, Yober.
Hey, Yober?
Yo, Grace.
Yo.
What have you been playing?
Well,
In
I've
your
played
solo
quite a lot
time.
since we... the Hello Kitty charm on my phone might be a problem.
I'm really into phone charms.
Yeah,
We're
Craig's
going to
into
reference
phone
a thing in my solo time.
Phone charms. The game of
Phone
finding
charms.
phone charms,
But
which
I'm
is
really
a hard
into phone charms. I'm bringing them
game.
back, okay? They went out for a long time. I was envious.
Okay,
I would
you're
look...
not the one bringing them back. It's the Gen Zers and their beady
I'm not
chains.
into the bead chain thing. I'm not into the little hook hand man.
They're really growing on me, I gotta say. Some of them.
A little of them. They got to
A
be
little
slightly
of them.
smaller, though. Some of them are way too big. It's like, what are you trying to catch a butterfly? You know?
There's no net.
Well, if there was a net, it'd be like a big butterfly.
It is kind of funny.
That's
how you know you're old, right? It's like when you look at things like people are doing, you're like, what?
Well, no, but I've always thought that. You look at people playing, like running for fun. You're like, wait,
Me.
what? Yeah, every morning I'm like, wait,
I don't
you're
run
gonna
every
what?
morning.
Anyways,
I'm gonna
tell me
run.
about what you've been playing so I can talk about what I've been playing so that I can talk about more phone charms.
I, since we've talked, have beaten a couple games. One.
Do you have
So
an
I'm gonna
exact
do
number?
a quick. Yeah, but I'm not gonna give you the number. You're gonna have to count.
We're gonna
as I
count
talk.
together.
And I'll give a quick review. Okay, Cat Quest. I played on Switch. I
One.
beat that. I wouldn't recommend it. It's okay. It's kind of cute. Gets repetitive too quickly, and the writing doesn't. You know what I'm finding in general? I'm getting really specific about what kind of writing I will be interested in. So if a game's not fun enough and the writing's also not good, I'm having a hard time sticking with the game.
I think coming to the realization that writing,
It's so
Like,
important.
like being, I don't know if it's being analytical, but like
Mm-hmm.
understanding why something's not working
Yeah.
and figuring out why. Because I
You're trying
have
to yeah.
always kind of played like tons of games, but never finished them. Like I'll just try it and then drop it, and I won't really. I just won't think about why until it might be until we started this, where I'm trying to think more about why I feel a certain way.
Yeah, that for me it's this podcast and also starting to be a writer.
Yeah.
It's been like a process of finding out why I don't like things, and so now my taste is becoming so much more specific.
But it's cool because you're not wasting your time as much.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but it's just really fascinating.
Yeah, it's definitely. I actually like it because it's like, I don't like that game because of this, and that's weird to me, you know?
I think what's unfortunate is realizing how many video games don't really do it for me in the writing, and I'm not really trying to like talk shit exactly, but there's a lot of video games out there, so I'm just not finding the right ones sometimes.
I mean, I always go back to that pretty funny thing of like, the game story people like to bring up as a game with good story is like Uncharted. and that's just national treasure. Like the best movie story is nowhere near the best game story generally. I
And
know
I'm
this
not
is just kind of
even
a joking comparison, but still,
talking. Yeah,
I think
I
game
understand.
stories aren't
I don't even for me on personally, it's not about what's even cliche or tropey. It's like just very it's just writing in general, you know? I don't
right.
actually mind at all if it feels like if it was like National Treasure but it was well written, then it'd be great. Like
Right, right.
National
No,
Treasure is a
yeah,
great premise.
I just think it's funny that like the thing we herald in the games space
Yeah,
as like
totally.
incredible storytelling
I think the standards are
is
lower in
yeah.
the game space.
But
At least they have been.
it has to be because you've got all sorts of factors
Yeah.
like ludonarrative dissonance and just the technological side of
But
like
what's
how are you
nice
gonna
is now like indie games are taking like are stepping up to that plate. So stuff like, Toby Fox's Undertale and Deltarune
whoa, what are those? Never heard of
are
them.
able to like really shine in that area where it's like not so much about the gameplay, but you're just so interested to keep playing because of the writing. And I'm recently started playing Bug Fables. That's what I'm playing right now. And the writing
Two.
is fine. I'm sorry.
Two. We're counting the games that you've played, right?
Well, those are the games I've beaten.
Oh,
But you
I,
can count it, it's fine.
two.
But it's pretty good. I just realized like I don't I'm going to keep playing. It's just the writing is very middle ground. It's not bad and it's not like there's nothing interesting about
Have
it.
you
You
always
know?
wanted to play games for their story? Is that why you enjoy games? Because as a JRPG person, I assume a lot of the drive is the story.
I think that is a big I think I play different games for different reasons. But yes, essentially mostly yes. But then
Can
there are
you
games
think
I
of
play to relax and to just tune out other things. So for
fair
example,
enough.
Animal
Yep.
Crossing's not about the writing.
Yep.
And there's like serotonin and just doing something that is fun in that way. Donkey Kong's not about the writing, but like platformers I can really enjoy. Celeste,
Yeah.
although Celeste has great writing. So there's another example of like an indie game that, rises to that standard that I really enjoy. And I think part of it is cuz at the end of the day, my favorite media storytelling media is books. It just has been since I've been a kid, and it's like the most purest form of like where writing is all that matters. So I notice it the most out of like everything else in games. So
I bring that up because I was thinking, do you have your Skate 3? Where for me, Skate 3 is not just tuning out and hanging out, it's like the game is fun to control. I want to play the game because I have fun controlling it. And I think like some people maybe feel that way about like a Halo. Like
yeah,
it's fun to kill these people fat, right?
yeah,
Do
I
you
have
have
games
a
like that.
yeah.
Like like I said, like I think platformers are those games for me. So like
Mhm.
Mario games, I really enjoy controlling them. Or I mean, Zelda's kind of in between those. It's not so much about controlling Zelda, so I guess not Zelda games,
But
but
Breath of the
something
Wild,
like Celeste is actually a really good example. That
mhm,
game was really, really fun to control. Like, it's very fun to get good at platforming in Celeste.
right.
So I think something like that is a good example. Okay, back to games I've been playing. Anyway, just a little side note is I've been noticing that more often. I beat Sable
3.
and I liked that game quite a bit. It was like an open world game where there's a lot of exploring. I'm sure people are comparing it to Breath of the Wild. I think it's worth playing and checking out, and it's not too long. So I love an open world game where it lets you choose your when you finish, and it feels like okay, I had a conclusion. I didn't feel like I had to do everything, like Breath of the Wild. Similarly, you don't have to do everything in Breath of the Wild, but it gives you the option. If you wanted in Breath of the Wild, you can just like beat the game. I think in a couple hours, you really could. But
Right,
it'd be
and
really
especially
hard.
if you, like, just jump off the
Uh-huh.
tutorial place,
The
right? Like
speed runs are always like really funny
yeah.
for that game. Sable's on Game Pass as well, so right now it is. And then I
What
beat
question about Game Pass.
sure.
Didn't we look something up and you said games are on Game Pass for a minimum of 1 year?
Yes, that's what I think the consensus is online, but it's not like
Okay, that's not
necessarily
official. I was
always
gonna say,
consistent.
whoa, that's crazy sounding, but
It sounds like that's almost always the case.
that's cool. Okay,
Then I beat Hypnospace Outlaw
4.
and great writing. Loved that game. I think it's really fun and it's such a nostalgic throwback. I mean, that's an older game, but it just I think recently came out on Game Pass for PC. In the last couple months, and so I had a lot of fun. It's just a good nostalgia throwback to 90s computer stuff.
Do you have nostalgia for 90s computer stuff?
A little bit, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Not like the
I
most.
don't mean
Not
that
as much as you
condescendingly.
probably, which is fine. I'm not trying to, it's not competition.
No,
I still think
right.
it's a very like very funny game.
There's this one game, I cannot remember the name. It's something like King's Field or something. I think it's King's
Oh,
Field.
I know what you're talking about.
The
That's
one
the
where it's
Adult
like,
Swim game, right?
is
Yeah.
it's where you're a computer
Yeah.
and
And
like
you
you
have
have
those
to
like
close
pop-ups.
pop-ups and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
to. I really want to play that.
That game looks really cool.
Yeah.
I heard it's good. Then I beat Forgotten Anne.
Sit 5.
Yeah, I think 5. I beat Forgotten Anne and I liked it. I think there was
I don't like the title because
okay.
Forgotten Anne is hard to say. Forgotten Anne
Yeah,
is
it's a little
way cooler.
it's
Just call it
interesting.
Forgotten.
I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to everyone, but
What's
I
it? Just
think
a
it was
platformer?
interesting. It's a platformer. It's very like story heavy. I actually really thought it was interesting. I just for some reason it wasn't grabbing me in the way it needed to.
Is it too
So,
big of a spoiler to tell me why Anne was forgot?
so the no, it's not a spoiler. I would say the premise is a world in which all of the characters, except for 2 of the characters who are humans, are objects that were forgotten by their owners, and so they have a life of their own in this world.
Oh,
It's
cool.
kind of cool. It's like this
So
underground world where like this like forgotten scarf is like a character.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Little bit of that energy, but it's much more of a dark idea.
How do you
So,
feel about Foster's?
I loved that
That's
show.
I think
It was very funny. It was very influential on my humor at the time as
I don't
well.
think I think about it enough. Like I feel bad that I don't reference Foster
I
more. So I'm gonna
reference it
try to
every time
drop.
people say it's hot because I think about it's hot in Topeka
I think about
every
I
time.
want chocolate milk.
Oh, that's yeah,
But
cheese.
that's like not. I don't think that's that funny.
At the
But it's
time,
stuck in my head.
that was the true pinnacle of random humor.
Right.
Yeah, I
In the
like
rest
chocolate
of
milk.
this episode, we need to drop at least 3 Foster's
I'm not gonna be
references.
able to do that. I'm not a reference person. My memory is not good enough for that.
Just say just say blue sometime.
And then, so I wouldn't count these because I haven't beat these, but yeah, so I'm playing Bug Fables. I'm really enjoying it. I just think the writing is somewhat middling. Sorry. I bought Corpse Party and I want to start that because it's Halloween time. And I've like always heard of Corpse Party growing up when I was really into all the like RPG Maker games. So I wanna try that out.
Wait, I thought it was a dating sim.
Very originally, it was an RPG Maker horror game. It was never a dating sim.
What is it now?
It's still that. It's just it's been remade like a million
Oh,
times to have like
whoa.
CG and like better graphics and voiceovers. So
It's always cool when you hear that sort of thing when it's like
yeah,
this game was a flash game that was
right.
so popular. I mean, honestly, Five Nights at Freddy's is kind of one of these things where it's like it
hmm
went from a pretty simple thing, and now the next one coming out, you're walking around a whole world. It's
Not only
crazy.
that, but I feel like Five Nights at Freddy's is like influential of other new horror games coming out that aren't
Right.
even of that. So it's cool. And then lastly, there was a big Animal Crossing announcement, which I'm sure you're also going to talk about. But we both started playing Animal Crossing again, prepping our islands for November 5th when the new update is dropped, and
I
there's like a
actually,
ton of new features.
I
So we're
wasn't,
actually back into this game, which is crazy.
I never super dropped it. I would not play for a month, but I would pick
I
it up
definitely stopped playing.
frequently.
Specifically 9 months, and I thought that was funny when they were like, "We haven't seen you in 9 months." It made me feel like I was pregnant and went and had a baby and then came back or something. It was just
Wow.
the 9 months was very specific. So,
I think my most was 2 months. Um,
that's pretty good.
I
You've
wasn't
been
gonna
very
reference.
loyal.
I don't even talk to the villagers. So that's what's funny about it. It's like we haven't seen
Yeah,
you in 2
right.
months.
It's
Like
not about
you
them.
didn't see me before, anyways. I would just run past you or check your house if you were building something.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna reference that, but I have been playing that.
Well, I wanted to reference it just because the new update's exciting.
I'm excited.
A lot of
I
new
feel like we might be
features.
able to talk about that. Is there any co-op editions? I watched the trailer while I was at work, so I only half saw it.
I mean, everything that you can do together.
What I mean is, like,
They
did they
showed off like
add?
people together in the cafe, like bring your
Yeah.
friends and have coffee together,
Did they add?
but not necessarily.
Okay, nothing crazy.
No.
Just the standard. That's fine.
Like, I don't even think they referenced co-op at all in terms of the DLC, which is coming on the same day. Happy Home, was it Paradise Island or whatever? It's the Happy
Something.
Home like sequel basically.
Yeah.
But
The
I don't think there's
smartest thing
any
they did
co-op thing.
was put the Happy Home stuff in a real Animal Crossing game.
Yes,
Because the
absolutely.
Happy Home game by itself, fine. Happy Home game inside another game, like that's great. That's brilliant.
And then we're going to get those features like the columns and the half walls and the
Oh, half walls.
counters. We're going to get them in the main game if you have the DLC. So that's a big draw, I think, for most people.
And house shapes. I mean, that's not part of that. That
That's
wasn't the
part of
other
the
games,
update,
but
but that is
house
good.
shapes.
Okay, so what games have you been playing?
Um, I played through Superliminal, which I think,
Oh yeah, that seemed really cool. You played in like one session, right?
yeah, 2 maybe.
Two.
Um, I like it in theory. It's good. That's it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Would
fun.
you
I think
recommend it?
mm, maybe just like try it and see if you think it's fun
It's
because
on
it's
Game
short.
Pass, right?
Yeah, it's short, so you could try it and then realize you don't like it after an hour, and it's not like you really. I don't know. It's cool. I don't know why I think it just does the same thing over and over again, sort of. No, I don't know. Actually, I really like it.
Wow, what a roller coaster of
It's good. Maybe I just wouldn't recommend it. Maybe because I'm thinking of you when I think of that, but like, I don't
Huh?
think you would enjoy it.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't like puzzle games. I get very frustrated
It's not
quickly.
even that hard. It's
Yeah, but I'm
to
dumb.
me, anyways. It felt like very obvious. Like, yep, pick that up, put that down. Oh, and that stretches. Yep, look at that. And I guess that makes it sound like I am mad at it or something, but I liked it. Superliminal. I also played and beat Psychonauts 2. I really like that game. Game of the year this year, our Saves Together shoutouts, is going to be tough because nothing has been
For
like,
your solo player one?
yeah,
Yeah.
for like figuring out what was my favorite game this year because
I
there's a
already
lot
know
of
mine.
really
It's
good stuff.
obvious.
Yeah. And then oh, and I got a Tamagotchi on, and I know they're old, but like, listen, I've only played with the Nanos and like the remake ones. It's very fun. This is what got me into phone charms. I'm trying to customize the shell itself. I'm buying phone charms. I'm not liking them, so I'm putting them on other stuff. I gave you one that I got for free of a little Hello Kitty. Tamagotchis are cool, and they should make more advanced, cooler, better Tamagotchis.
Animal Crossing.
You know what? I'm surprised I don't have an Animal Crossing
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi. But the ones they do that are like the gimmick of being a crossover,
Mm-hmm.
those ones are the Nanos, which are still fun, but they're not nearly as like I actually really love the color. I never had one like this, okay?
Yeah,
So I'm
it seems
still
really cool.
they've been out for like 7 or 8 years, but the color is awesome. It's I don't know, it's just charming. I like them.
It's cute.
And lastly, I am playing through Lost Judgment currently, and I really like it. I like it better than the first Judgment. I
What's
cannot
the first
decide.
one called?
Judgment.
Oh, okay.
Uh, I can't decide if I like this better than the Yakuza games, but it's, technically the same thing, sort of. But I just don't know if I like these characters as much. But I also love the characters. I'm really conflicted.
Well, maybe you'll feel a little more decided once it's over, once you're
Maybe.
done, you know?
But so far, like, the mystery has been, like, really, it's, like, paid off pretty well.
That's good.
And, like, the story.
So
So
good
going
writing
back to
then.
writing, the
Yeah.
writing's, I think, better in this than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it seems like from how other people talk about Yakuza series and these games is the writing's a big draw. It's like it's usually really funny, the translation's good. Obviously there's like problematic elements to the games is what I've heard, but mostly people really enjoy the writing in those games and the characters.
Right. The biggest problematic part I've come across, and it actually, like,
And Lost
is weird
Judgment.
to me in Lost Judgment, is that I'll beat the shit out of high school kids.
Well, that's fine. No.
Like, they'll start it,
They started it,
but
so
then
why
I'm
not?
like a 40-something-year-old man
That's fine.
wearing a leather jacket and a wallet chain,
Are you
and
like
I'm
murdering them?
beating the living snot out of them. Nobody really gets murdered unless it's a very, very
Serious thing.
serious thing. So, no, I'm
I
leaving them
see.
just bloodied on
They
the
just
ground.
faint.
Right.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
That teacher didn't knock around a couple of kids.
Exactly.
There's a whole, like, high school thing. That's what's, like,
Are you
the
trying to tell
gimmick.
me if a high schooler came up to you like in real life and like started a fight, you wouldn't kick their ass?
If I was a teacher,
Dude, high schoolers like okay.
I'm supposed to be on campus from the chairman of the school. I'm supposed to be there. I'm a club
I love that I'm
representative.
coming out of this like pro beating up children.
Well, you're not wrong. Let's talk about this.
No, I'm.
If you
I
get
I don't want to beat
assaulted-
up children.
Right. No.
But a 16 and 17-year-olds can be huge. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, these kids they brought the rugby team in to us, like, attack me from behind. So I'm fully justified in beating the snot out of them. I just feel weird about it.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's better you feel weird about it than feel like vindicated, right?
Yeah. So,
You
like,
got-
in real
yeah.
life, okay, so this is what I'll do. I'll beat the shit out of the high school kid, and then I'll feel bad about it. I'll,
Sure.
like, leave a tip or something.
Uh,
Thanks, kid. You know?
Thanks for attacking me.
Just
for no
kidding.
reason.
I don't want a rugby high schooler to attack me.
teenager scare the living shit out of me. Right?
Close. It started a little.
Huh?
Try
What do
again?
you mean close? Is that not the song? I'm not
No,
singing
that's the
again.
words, but the melody that you had there was slightly off.
Okay.
As if we weren't
Cut that.
we were trying to
Cut
not get
that.
a copyright strike. So very smart, very smart.
Cut that.
That's staying in.
Cut it.
And I'm gonna auto-tune it.
Actually do that.
Teenager.
Can you do that in this program?
I'm sure there's a way. I'm not gonna spend the time to learn it.
Aw,
That
that'd
would
be
be
so
fun.
fun.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. If it's auto-tuned, you know that he actually put the effort in and went the distance.
Okay, enough talk about those games. Let's talk about this game. WarioWare, Get It Together. Say yes.
Oh, that was the transition part. Let's get it together. Okay, I'm gonna do some we'll do
Try
some
and do a
takes and
couple.
you pick your favorite. All right. Let's go. Yeah. Get it together. Let's play.
Ugh.
Let's chat.
Ugh.
Come on.
Let's play. Roll that one back. Don't say it so like. You said it like you were giving, like it's like a school video, you know, and it's like
Yeah, I
today
know,
we're gonna
that's my
learn
point.
about math.
Let's play.
math.
Let's math.
Ugh.
Episode 69. WarioWare.
Hey,
Get it
yeah, I
together.
just want to say I had this whole bit planned where for like 40 episodes we've talked about episode 69,
No, we
and I was
haven't.
just gonna be like, what do you mean? Why are you saying nice? What's special about 69?
That was a good
And you
bit.
didn't do it. You didn't do it. You
I
just
did say
said nice, and I was like, what's nice? And then you were like, let's talk about games I played. I was like, wait, no, my bit. I've planned this for so long.
It was funny without. What do you mean? That was funny. That
Was
was
it
funny
funny?
on its own. I thought it was funny. I laughed. I laughed and then moved on. I thought
Okay,
it was
we'll
funny
see.
that you. I thought it was funny that you said nothing and then we moved on. How is that not funny?
Well,
You
that
don't need
was
to-
funny, but you were supposed to freak out about it. I wanted you to
No.
be like the people at home are expecting a
No,
big
I think
Shazam,
my version of
Shazam.
comedy is better. You don't play too much into it. It's subtle. It almost slides under the radar, but the people that get it. That's my kind of comedy.
If you got it, reach out to us at Saves Together on Twitter.
Don't leave any of this in.
This is staying in. This is comedy gold.
Okay, moving on.
WarioWare, get
Nice.
it together.
Oh.
Let's play. Let's play.
Let's go.
Let's play.
Let's play.
Developed by Nintendo, EPD, and Intelligent Systems. WarioWare, get it together.
Wario.
Wario.
You said WarioWare.
WarioWare. It's the same letters. Why would the E and the I change? Come on.
English is confusing language.
WarioWare, Get It Together was released September 10th, 2021 for the Nintendo Switch.
You know what I was thinking last night before I fell asleep was how much I love English.
I don't. I
think
like it
there's
because
so many
I know it.
words, and it's fun to think about all the words there are.
Name a word.
Promiscuous.
Ooh.
That's a great word, for example.
I like the word do. And it's a subtle, you don't think about this word a lot because
D-E-W?
D-U-E. I don't know why, it's just something
Like
about
something's due. Yeah,
This is due. Pay your dues.
that's a good one.
Because I don't think I say it that often, but it's a good short one. Because
Mhm.
promiscuous, I agree, good word. But of course you don't think about it. It's way too long. It's hard to say.
Think about it all the time.
Juice is a word that I think is weird. When I say it, juice is wrong. It doesn't feel right in my mouth. What word doesn't feel right in your mouth?
Chicken.
Chicken's bad. Especially
Okay,
because
let's move on.
they're not even cute. Like chickens are kind of cute, but the
Aw,
word. Oh,
chicken.
you know what? When I say chicken,
Chicken.
wait, I like the word chicken now.
Cut this out.
None of this is getting cut out.
Move on.
This is going to be the episode called "Cut This Out." Episode 69. Cut this out.
WarioWare, get it together and cut this out.
Where was I? It was released on the Switch. It was published by Nintendo. And Grace, what is this game? Can you explain the genre and gameplay mechanics?
I feel like a WarioWare is a genre in and of itself.
Didn't they
know?
made up a name, microgames.
Microgames,
Yeah.
right. So essentially we're back to these microgames, only the twist on it this time is now you can do it in co-op. So that's the big reason we wanted to give this a shot and try it out and do an episode on it, because I
It's
feel
got
like that was a
together
great
in the title.
It was a great
you
it's a
know.
great gimmick to add to this whole thing. So that's the main thing. The other main gist of it is instead of you're just controlling the game, you're now controlling a character inside the game. So that's a big difference. And not only that, there's a whole cast of characters you can choose from with different abilities, different movements. They're controlled totally differently. And so that affects the difficulty of the games you're playing as well. So
And we're going to stack rank them.
Yeah.
Throwback to classic saves together. In the end segment, we're going to stack rank all the characters. microgames are like literally 3 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
It'll
3 to 5
if
seconds.
you've never seen this game, it's like you pop into the game and it says, shave him. And then you have to like figure out what does that mean, and then you'll realize like, oh, I have a razor.
You'll pop into the game and they'll go, let's play.
And you'll do that, and you have to do it before the time runs out.
Yeah.
And you have to do a series of those, and then you get to a boss. And it's
if you're a real gamer, you know what a WarioWare game's like.
But Saves Together is for everybody. So if you're not a real gamer,
true.
You
play.
You also belong here, but you don't. Also, go away.
Only real gamers know WarioWare. Get it together.
Do you think like where does WarioWare fall on the like classic series tree?
I feel like it's a weird one. Because
it's
I bet some
middle.
people totally like
yeah
disavow these games, which I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah.
But I also blame them.
I blame them.
I blame them. DIY was a really good one too.
Here's the deal.
You didn't
Do
play
we want to talk about it early? Do we want to talk about like where do you want me to blow my load?
What the fuck?
You want me to just spill my guts?
Say blow your load?
Episode 69. Do you want me to spill my guts?
No.
Like episode 443 of Foster's Imaginary Friends, I think that this game's only okay.
There were some sad episodes of Foster's Home Imaginary Friends too.
I mean, the whole thing is sad. Yo, you don't get to have a friend anymore. We're taking him away because you're growing up. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm going to work there. I'm going to work so that I can have my friend.
This podcast so far has been like really in the vein of WarioWare in general. The structure is just popping from thing to thing really fast without any like no real context or transition. And I appreciate that about
And the
us.
boss fight at the end is the tier list we're going to make. The stack rank.
That's right. That's exactly it.
So what's the co-op category? Move on. Category.
Accomplice.
Pizza Party Supplemental. I don't think it's Accomplice. It's supplemental.
But
if I wasn't there, we're doing the
person.
same thing. That's what supplemental is.
Okay, so accomplice just, you're right. Because accomplice means you have a lesser role, and this isn't a lesser role.
Right.
It's the same role.
Yeah.
Slightly different because you can be a different character, but essentially the same thing.
Whether you're there or not, we're doing the exact same thing.
Now, I will say this game does scale the mini games depending on the characters you are if it's co-op. It depends on the games.
How does it scale the co-op? I know about the character one, but
it makes it slightly more difficult. I've seen some of the differences, and like there'll be more things on the screen, and or the what you have to do changes slightly.
Okay,
so it just depends. It's not all of them, and it's really subtle.
It has together in the title, like we said. This is made to be co-op. You know, you can play it alone.
Yes,
but
and it's still just as fun, I would think.
Yeah,
but I think the co-op adds a lot to it, and it ideally is played in co-op.
I would also argue it might be a pizza party game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we have a whole category for that. Okay. So I think it's supplemental, then pizza party. Yeah,
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm with it.
All right, co-op factors.
Okay, what'd you say?
Let's talk about the factors.
Literally, my brain.
Let's talk about the factors. If you want to follow along, head to savetogether.club on your web browser of choice. And there's a little section about the co-op categories, the co-op factors. You can click that. You can follow along. You can see what we're talking about and why. Kind of gives a little rundown. So the type of co-op.
Coco. Do you remember Coco?
Coco.
Coco is a good character. All right, go ahead.
That's the second. We're only one away from completing our quest.
That was barely a reference. I was just thinking about.
That's technically the definition of a reference.
Okay, fair enough.
I liked the bunny, the guy. What, Mr. Mortimer? What's his name?
Mr. Mortimer?
The guy. I think it's
the guy.
The guy, Foster. Is it Foster? The bunny with the mustache and he's old. Whatever. Type of co-op. Online.
He really was trying
couch,
to remember.
Same screen, split screen.
It's only couch.
Yes.
Same screen.
But there is no online for the party games. Well, didn't you say there was?
There's only online. No, not for the party games, just for Wario Cup. That's not real online play. It's more just like challenge that other people are competing in, and you get to be on the leaderboard.
Never mind. That doesn't count. This is same screen only. Yes. You got to be couch co-op, same screen. Separate mode or full?
Full game. The story mode. Yes. Full game. Full mode. That's it. The only thing you really can't control co-op wise is I would call another big part of the game is feeding your crew and leveling them up with items. That's kind of just watch someone else do that.
Well, yeah, but
that's a little bit of a management simulator within the game. Is fun.
I think that's cool. And when we talk about progression, we'll talk about that. Control scheme. How are we controlling this thing?
We just used we use pro controllers.
You don't have much to do. You just got your thumbstick and your A or B. I don't think,
Yes.
and I think it's only one or the other. You don't have to use both, right? Like every
Sometimes you do.
character,
No, sometimes you do.
every character controls differently,
Yes.
but like Smash, it's the same. You use the stick and you use the A button,
Yes,
right?
correct.
You got
I
guys
would
that
not compare this to Smash in any way.
well, like how in fighting games the controls change.
But
This
I don't think
character,
it's no. But I wouldn't call it. But for instance, how one character can only teleport with A, and that's all they can do. Like that's not. I don't
but
know.
that's like
whatever.
in Smash where his up B makes him jump high, where the other one makes him fall back down.
All right, we're gonna have
Anyways,
to impasse on that one.
fine. I don't need to argue that. We just know
We just know I'm right.
that I'm right. This game is easy to pick up and play.
That's how you solve arguments, by the way, with people. Just say no, guys. Just say no. Let's not argue.
Agree to
by
disagree.
the way, I'm right.
I agree that I agree. All right.
And then move on. What'd you say?
Easy to pick up and play.
This game
This game.
is.
It's which is
Sure.
cool about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you can just have and be like, I want to play 5 minutes of this, and you'll have a good time.
Totally.
Um,
Now, do I want to do that now? No.
I do want to like keep unlock. All right, next factor, progression. So you have the story mode that you have to play through, and it's you unlocked this character. Next, you unlocked this character. Now you use that
Hey,
character.
at the end of this, should we give a sex tip since it's episode 69? Just one.
We'll think about it.
Okay. Romance tip.
This is maybe a romance. Let's call it a romance tip. Like
Okay,
at least
all right.
this is a
Family-friendly podcast.
family-friendly.
I thought 69 would be one of the explicit ones.
Why?
I'll never forget the one kid who commented on our Terraria podcast.
I'm so sorry, little buddy.
feel
If you're
so
still
bad.
listening,
He was
I'm
like,
sorry.
please stop cursing. I'm listening to this around my parents. And
No,
they can
he's
hear
like,
it."
I'm playing Terraria on my 3DS while I listen to this. And then it was like another comment. It was like, please don't swear as much. Yo, Terraria's not a kid's game. That game is
That game's
intense.
for
You
adults.
shouldn't be playing that, little Jimmy. You should be playing something. You should be playing Paw Patrol. That
He's
game.
playing Peppa Pig on Switch.
Peppa Pig just came out.
Listen, I watched the trailer and I couldn't figure out what was gameplay. I think it's just an episode of Peppa Pig.
It's one of those old GBA like
Yes,
TV episodes.
SpongeBob episodes on GBA.
Okay, so you played the story mode, and that's like you've unlocked this character. Now you use that character to unlock this character, and it's pretty linear.
Yes, correct.
Then once you beat the story mode, you unlock the ability to feed your people
Items.
food and computers and cars and trucks, and depending on what the item is, one person will like it more than the other, and it will give them more XP. And then you
level
unlock
them up.
cosmetics
And art.
and art that's actually worth looking at.
I love the art.
Yeah.
The designs in these games, I've always enjoyed. They're really cute. I don't know who the artist is. I feel like I should shout them out.
Well,
I'm gonna
it's
look
probably
it
a
up.
lot of work. Probably a lot of artists worked really hard on this.
It
It's not
seems
just
like one primary designer, though, right?
Let's not. I mean,
The illustrator.
for the
Ko Takeuchi is the design director at Nintendo, mostly known for designing the characters of WarioWare and the Rhythm Heaven series.
but like if he designed the
he
characters,
established the characteristic cartoony style of both. So, okay, a little bit. I would shout
like a
that
half
out.
shout, a shout.
Jeez.
I'm just saying,
Sorry,
a lot of
Ko.
people had to do a lot of art. You know.
Yes, I am not disagreeing with that, all right?
So, but I'm talking specifically about. Were you saying those drawings that we unlock that we like to look at?
Well, that and I
Are
like
from that guy?
the designs.
Okay.
His wife's apparently also a visual artist herself. That's cool.
Wow.
Shouts out.
Power
Shouts out to
couple.
artists.
Shout out to that power couple, just all day just drawing.
Mm-hmm. Arthritis in both hands.
But then one can draw for the other when the arthritis is really flaring.
Aw,
You know.
that's sweet. When you draw together, you
so-
stay together.
Draw together. Our new podcast about drawing. I like to draw heart shapes. What do you like to draw?
I like to draw Pokemon.
I like to draw Pokemon from memory. That's a fun game.
Okay, I
Do
don't
you have a
know
piece of
why you
paper?
think you're better than me or what.
No. It's funny because they come out wrong.
Oh, that is funny.
Get a piece of paper right now.
No,
Yes. Here, draw on the back of
I
this.
thought we were doing a podcast.
We are, but you're gonna draw. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up a random Pokemon.
Bulbasaur.
No, you can't pick it yourself.
Oh,
Draw Gorbis.
I don't know who Gorbis even is.
Draw
dude.
what you think Gorbis looks like. We'll post this on our Saves Together Instagram.
I don't want to post this. Okay, can you give me at least one I know, please? Please.
Yeah,
me
hold
one
on.
I
Stop.
might know.
Head up. Litten.
Okay, that's way easy. Wait.
But that's just a kitten. That doesn't
wait, I
count.
dropped my pad of paper.
No, not Litten.
Please. let me-
Rowlet.
Okay.
Because I
easy.
feel like you might flub that in a funny way.
Okay.
Or it might, I mean, you're just going to draw like a, Rowlet looks like a Hawaiian sweetbread roll, kind of.
Why
Like
are
a
you giving me
King's Hawaiian.
hints?
Rowlet looks like a chicken.
Dude,
Rowlet kind of is shaped like Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
I love Blue. He's my favorite character.
Draw Blue. He's easy to draw.
Yeah.
Like Hey Arnold.
I'm literally just drawing an owl. I don't know where to stop. Okay, I'm just gonna do this.
When you're done.
Okay, I'm done.
Let me see.
How good is it? Is it good?
I think his name is Piopi.
What?
Piopi.
Aw, he looks like Pyoro a little bit, doesn't he?
That's not Rowlet. Rowlet, his face is under like a kind of,
How's this not Rowlet?
we'll show this. You drew an owl.
Bruh, that's Rowlet.
I know Rowlet's just an owl, but he's more like a
more of a
plump,
Pokemon owl.
more like a plump owl. Okay, back to the show at hand. We'll post the Rowlet.
That was the minigame.
Can you
Draw
write-
Pokemon out of memory.
Can you please write Rowlet under that so people
Sure.
understand what that's supposed to be? It's not a bad owl. I'm not trashing your cartoon owl design.
I just want to say I'm using my favorite pen, the Juice Up 04 in black.
You're a 0.4. I have accepted. Listen,
You're a 0.4.
I've accepted that I'm a
0.04.
1.0. I just have to like get that off my
Ew,
chest.
disgusting,
Yeah,
actually.
people like you make me feel like I'm a subhuman because I like 1.0. I like 1.0 ballpoint pens.
Dude, I got points.
Is what it is.
I got 0.05 over here.
That's for-
how wild
That's
I'm
for
going.
Gundam models. That's for panel lining. You don't need that for anything else.
I need it for everything.
I
Yeah,
just
0.4.
my handwriting with like thinner tips just gets so bleh. But I do like it for writing really small, which I think your handwriting is smaller than mine.
Yeah,
like your
it
standard.
is. I'm
And
cool.
so when I write small with the 0.4s or the 0.5
I like
I
having
have,
detail, precision,
Yeah.
and control.
I think I do like that, but I have to go slow to make it look good.
Yeah.
But if I'm just scribbling notes, I need a 1.0 ballpoint.
I really recommend this Juice Up pen though. They comes in a lot
I
of
like
other
them too.
colors. It's
I
really
like
nice.
the Juice Up
He
pen.
tried to steal this earlier today to do his notes, and I was like, "You better put that down, sir.
So I went and got mine. Like it wasn't like I'll just give you mine if it's a problem.
You better put that down, son. You can't use that one."
Share loot or XP.
That was my impression of Kronk from Emperor's New Groove. Hey, when can we watch that movie, dude?
I think
That's
I've seen.
No,
I'm
you haven't.
Kronk. Yeah, I've seen it. It's he does that voice, right?
Cusco.
Hey,
Cusco.
look at that guy's a llama.
Cusco's poison. Poison for Cusco. We should watch that movie.
Shared loot or XP.
No.
Nope. It's all on the one account, and you feed. You were right about the management sim being like if we're watching the screen together, I'm just picking what to put the points
I had
in.
fun though.
It's a good like discussion to have.
I
of,
was like, give the meat to
Yeah.
the guy. You know
You
what I
gotta
mean?
give that construction vehicle to Gorgo. I don't remember their names at all, by the way. 9 volt, 12 volt, Mama Volt.
5 volt, I think's the mom.
Yeah.
The MILF. Sorry. This is episode
So
69.
69.
One sec, I'm gonna move this pillow. Because I have the list up here.
Yeah, well, we're not even close.
Oh, it's not okay. Fair enough.
But okay. Friendly fire.
No, but you can bump into each other and kind of like freeze your other guy for a second.
Yeah, but it's not like the worst.
No.
So
I don't
not
want
so
to put
much.
Rowlet on Instagram. Just put him in the show notes.
Is that a thing I can do?
Yeah, you can just do like upload it to Imager and
I'll put it
in
on
the show notes.
tiny.
Yeah,
pic.
whatever. Wherever. There's like so many places that it gets lost in the internet and it does not matter where it is.
Why don't you want that on Instagram?
Because it's just ugly.
Oh.
Like, I mean, it's like an ugly thing to put on your
But
Instagram.
how about it'll slide from the post that says, "Hey guys, episode 69 is
Okay,
out." You'll
okay,
slide,
approved,
you'll
approved.
swipe right.
Approved. Stamp of approval. Approved.
Interruptive actions.
I would call what I said earlier interruptive
but-
action.
Right.
Other than that,
But like, it's not like the screen is changing. You're not
no,
blocking me or anything.
It's very much a smooth co-op process.
Oh yeah, smooth co-op. Ooh, we should get like coffee will have like a label like smooth, right? We should have like a little smooth
Medium.
co-op.
It's a bold process.
Ooh, it's a breakfast blend.
This is a breakfast blend of a co-op gameplay.
Hey, this is a pizza party game.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Moving on.
Mm.
Difficulty of the co-op.
Hey, if this was a pizza party game, what would the toppings on that pizza? What would they be? Sausage.
It's got to be kind of
And pineapple.
random.
Yeah.
It's got to be everything. It's got to be sausage, pineapple, mushroom, hibiscus
no
flower.
mushrooms, but there would be
It's got to be
green
weird
onion.
stuff. Green onions?
Yeah. Who puts chives on a pizza? Nobody, right?
Wario.
Absolutely.
I like pizza with mushrooms.
What if we had
That's
a
my
part of our
Wario.
website where we just for all the pizza party games, we said, here's the pizza you order for
Don't
this
give me
party.
this. Write this down.
I don't need to write it down. It's on a recording.
Write this down.
It's on a recording.
Remind me.
Okay, it's a good idea. I know.
Wow.
This is the pizza you order.
You click
for
a
that
little
pizza.
pizza. There's gonna be a little pizza icon. You click. It won't even say anything. You'll just notice it if you happen to mouse over it.
Bar none, the most distracted podcast we've ever recorded.
So what?
It's actually insane. It's really funny.
Just like
this is how my brain works. Listening to this podcast is how my brain actually works.
I was gonna try to make a reference to the episode number and how that act is chaotic but I decided against it because this is a family podcast.
Sex is chaotic?
But specifically, the one where you're both trying to concentrate but also be flabbergasted. You're getting flamboozled while you're trying to bamboozle.
Yeah, all right.
So it's chaotic, just like this is the
controlled chaos.
This is the perfect episode.
Thank you.
So far, this is my favorite episode.
Because of me.
Every episode's my favorite because I'm with you.
Aww.
Cut that out.
Cut that out. Cut it out. I don't like it.
Intensity. Wait, no, I had something to say about the difficulty of the co-op. Playing co-op both helps the experience and hurts it, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it balances really well.
Some games get so freaking easy.
And some games
get annoying. Games are like, I'm screaming at you like, why are you in the position you're in? Just stay out of the way.
I think the biggest one for that is the one where you have to turn anything. You have to turn
if you have
a knob
to crank a wheel,
any...
it's just us going the opposite. We're just slamming at each other.
Because you don't have enough time to decide which direction you're going to turn. So you just, who knows what's in their head. And then the next thing you know.
Why that is? You start on the right side of the screen. I start on the left side of the screen.
Yeah.
So to me, obviously, we're going to push it to the right because I'm coming left, going right.
Some of the harder ones also include like not breaking a certain thing or like breaking only a certain amount of things. And then it's like someone will do it and then like, oh, I didn't realize. And then it's like, it's over.
I also fully admit that it takes me longer to process what I'm supposed to do. And when I start levels, usually I'm just spamming A.
Do you think it's because I'm smarter than you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Intensity.
I would say it's pretty intense.
It's pretty high at the first play.
Yeah.
But once you've realized what you have to do and you can register.
Are low. High intensity, low stakes.
Yeah.
You don't feel bad for losing because you can always just pay 100 coins to start wherever you are or just start over.
Or restart,
fun,
and they're 5 seconds each, so don't worry about it.
It's a good time, but yeah, you definitely, there's some frustration involved.
But
it's funny.
The first time you play a game is like, it could be anything. Anything could pop up on the screen right now and it would fit the vibe.
Right.
I love the levels that are the GameCube, Game Boy, like
the Nintendo
ones. I kind of wish they'd make a game that was just those.
I agree.
Like you could, or like a DLC that's like more references to that.
Yeah, those are really fun.
Remember NES Remix or something? I never really played this.
Yes, I do remember NES Remix.
I always wanted them to do more stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a game that's one level of F-Zero.
What about a Zelda compilation of like...
Yeah, and it's like here's a cool boss fight from the Zelda games or whatever, a cool dungeon.
I think my favorite of the Nintendo ones from WarioWare that I think is really funny is the Fire Emblem one where you're drinking, it's the new Fire Emblem game, Three Houses, and you're having tea with a character and you have to choose the right thing to say. And it's just like, why awesome. That? And it's cute and hilarious.
I do want to go back and play all of those because by playing the story, you don't get every minigame necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
There are still a few, so I would kind of like to go back and play the Nintendo ones.
Yeah.
And get those all unlocked. Competitiveness of the co-op.
There's
It's like 0. I don't.
Sometimes there's a little bit where it's just like, I did that basically. That was all me.
Yeah.
There's like a joking thing, but yeah, definitely a tiny bit.
Strategy or tactics?
I think it's interesting because, and this kind of goes back to competitiveness, is sometimes it really is better for someone to just do nothing and the other person to do it. So that ends up being a strategy.
Yeah. I started to learn, like I referenced how when I start levels, I just sort of spam A. I did start to learn eventually, like, I guess I should stop doing that.
Oh yeah, because you would break things immediately.
Like, or especially when I was Jumper Kid.
Yeah,
I would just like jump and knock a thing off. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't need to do that. Don't really know why I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, strategy and tactics. I do think for bosses, there was some, especially that jar filling level,
Oh my god, that was
which,
the hardest level,
but
and
I liked it. I
it
had
was fun.
fun.
It was fun,
It was
but it
really
definitely was, like, the
frustrating.
hardest one.
That last one we
You had
did
to
with the
squish
bees,
grapes into jars, but not get it.
but not miss the jar.
Yeah, and you had to not get hit by the bees, and you had to do it in a certain period of time, didn't you?
I don't know if, no, I think you just had the meter of miss.
Yeah. It was hard, but it was fun, yeah, and that was definitely a strategy thing, so it was like, "Okay, just make sure the bees don't hit me, and I'll get the grapes in the jars." But
Right.
mostly when it came to the micro games, things are so fast, you just kind of go and you get good as you get to know the game, so
Yeah, the next factor is communication, and what you just said relays into what I was gonna say about communication. There's a high amount of talking going on, but it's so fast that it's, like, ineffective talking.
yeah,
It's
it's
like, "Go
mostly
left! Oh,
just like
sorry, I went right." It's like, you can say go left, but I'm not gonna register what you said. Okay, so that's it for the factors. Before we get to the ranking, the rating of the game, do you have any other things you'd like to say? Do you have any notes
Yes, I
or
have so many
messages?
things I'd like to say. Honestly, no. Oh, yes. I liked the music. I like the art of the game, and I like the cute little cutscenes. It's a fun little game. You know, I don't think it's like
Yeah.
anything that special as far as co-op go.
So, well, if you want to play co-op WarioWare,
Yeah.
obviously, this game's great.
Yes.
If you want to play WarioWare, I don't think it's the best WarioWare game.
Now I will say I have like not that strong of an opinion about WarioWare in general. I'm not the biggest WarioWare fan. I think they're fun, but
I
I'm not like
really, really, really
obsessed with
like
them.
the Wii one.
Yeah.
And so this game doesn't have that much variety. Each game is wildly different of like the theming, but you basically just move around and press A, mostly. Whereas the Wii one, there were like 10 different motions, and I know that it's like playing with the gimmick of the Wii, so it's a little different, but I just had more fun experiencing like, whoa, this time I have to like rattle the controller. This time I have to bow with the controller, you
I
know?
don't think I ever played that one, but
We should play that one.
we
We
should.
should play it.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you have it on the do
yeah,
you yeah,
I've got
wink?
it legally.
Okay, legally you
I have
legally have it.
legally
Great.
obtained it.
That's good to know.
I do want that physically in my collection, so
Great. You should
but so this game co-op, which is what our podcast is very good for WarioWare. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is WarioWare and it's co-op. Crazy.
Right.
But
Right.
if you compare them to the WarioWares, but I never played DIY. You referenced that earlier.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
Do you actually make it's DIY? You make the
Yeah.
games?
Mhm.
How?
They like have this whole little maker in there, and you're on your DS, so that the gimmick they wanted to expand on was the touch screen.
See, I
So
feel
you
like that
draw your
would
own
make
little
it fun.
pixel
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, it was very fun to do that. And people made some crazy games. You could like download their stuff from online. So that one was cool. I like that WarioWare is always trying something new and different. I think
Right.
that's what's cool about the franchise. But in general, as a co-op game, this is a pretty quick experience, not super addictive. Like we beat it. We didn't spend that much time playing it. So I don't really know what score I'd give it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
That's the dilemma I'm facing.
Yeah.
I put it as a B.
I think that's a good score. I think for us, it's probably lower if you're just not, but I don't think there's anything wrong with the game.
It's very fun.
Yeah, it is really fun. We had
It's
a
kinda
really
like
good time.
It's like a candy bar that is like, it's fine. I could have had cake. I could have had like superior desserts, but
Yeah,
there
yeah,
was a
yeah,
candy
yeah.
bar here. It was delicious.
Fair enough, fair enough. Once you
know?
expanded on the metaphor, I could agree.
Yeah.
So a B sounds good to me.
Yeah, and again, each game is rated by itself, not necessarily compared to others.
Yeah.
So
The
that
B
may sound bad
experience.
compared to like how we've given other things ratings, but I don't know. I don't think it's bad. You should play
No.
it if you have it,
Yeah,
if
it's
you
not
want
bad.
to.
It's not bad.
But it's not like a rush out there
You
and
should
get
play
it.
it if you want to. We can't stop you.
We can though.
Oh.
We could buy every single copy and hack the Nintendo online servers.
Don't tell them that. They'll shut us down. We're gonna get the
Come at us,
DMCA.
Nintendo. We could get a cool news article out of that though. Like
The Saves Together crew
two idiots
hacked
from a
Nintendo.
podcast called Saves Together hacked Nintendo somehow. They
God,
couldn't even make a
idiot.
pizza button on their website to
You
put
best make that
toppings.
pizza button.
I'm excited to do that.
That's the thing that's gonna take over your life for the next 8 hours, I bet.
Not today,
Okay, good.
but when I get started on it, I will not talk or think about anything else for 16 hours.
He will
and
not be
then-
moved. He will not eat. He will not sleep. He will not rest
Well, I'll
until
have
there is a
tea.
pizza button. Tea. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up. Let's head into the closing segment where we're gonna stack rank and figure out the best characters from WarioWare. Get it together. Grace,
Craig.
you have a list of the characters in front of you, correct?
Yeah, are you gonna keep track of the ranking?
Ooh, good point.
I can keep
need
track of it
to-
if you want me to.
Can you keep track of it?
Can you keep track?
I don't have
Yeah.
a phone and no, I don't have anything that can.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
Let me
excellent.
just open a new document. 1 second.
I think we should start with Wario as number 1 for now. Like we start.
Yeah, we're gonna start.
First.
We're gonna go in the order of what you unlock them as.
Oh, perfect.
When you unlock them.
So you start with surprisingly. Start with Wario.
Wario.
Get this. You start with Wario.
Okay. All right. So just to explain, at some point you're playing as all these characters. You don't really like pick and choose through story mode. At some, you can start to choose your crew, which is fun. So like both of us choose 4 characters that we rotate through for each like segment. But you do have to try all these characters. So we've tried them all. We know them well. Well,
Correct.
Most of them.
There are some that you play and you go, why would anyone play this?
Yeah, that
and
we
you
never
never
do
use
it
them
again. But you have to play them at least once, which is good. It's nice to try new things. Wario's pretty simple. You move him and you attack with A, and he attacks in whatever direction he's facing.
Which is key. We got to keep that in mind.
So I used him quite a bit, I would say.
And he's in a jetpack, so he can float anywhere on the screen.
Yeah, he's a good character.
So
he's probably going to be high.
Yeah, I agree.
Next character is Young Cricket.
Young Cricket. I used Young Cricket almost every time.
You can move him, and then he jumps.
He runs left and right, and then he can jump. He's not that good. But for some reason, I used him a lot.
So we're going to call him at number 2.
He's number 2 for now.
Wonder if we get some keyboard ASMR in this. Okay, next is 18 volt.
Bad.
So he's the one that you aim and release his like ring, and then he attaches to rings that are already on the screen.
Kind of like a grappling hook, except you can't move without using the grappling hook.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of his character.
It's very bad.
Definitely below them both, and probably will be low. He's just too. It's just too slow to figure out what's going on in the game. First of all, you have to figure out what's going on in the game, which is already hard enough quickly. But then to be like handicapped by a character that is like can only go so many places, it's just too much to think about for me. I'm overwhelmed already.
Yes.
That's my main issue with 18.
And I agree.
Next character is Mona, who's super cute. I mean, I am taking design into cuteness into a factor share. Okay, Mona is cute.
that can only like be a little bit of it. Well,
no,
because Krygor has a terrible design.
Wait till you figure out who my number 1 is, and then we'll talk.
Okay. Anyway, she's below Cricket, but above 18 volt.
She's above Cricket. She can boomerang.
But she can only you have to hold the boomerang out, and then you stop, and it becomes complicated.
Yeah, she always moves. That's the one thing about her that is a little difficult.
And guess who doesn't always move? Cricket.
But Cricket just causes chaos.
Oh yeah, a character just standing still and not moving doesn't?
All right, Mona.
Thank
you. Even though you're wrong. That's your one get. Dribble and Spitz. And so these characters are interesting. One of them's they're dogs that they drive taxis, I guess. And when you play in co-op, one of us is each of them.
Yeah, they're below Mona.
Dribble, the first player always
left.
fires bazooka to the right, and the other one fires it to the left, and they move.
And so you're cut off so much from anything you can do by that that it's not.
I think
fun.
Below Mona, below 18. No, above 18.
Above 18 volt. He is definitely the worst.
He is really bad. Okay. Dr. Krygor. I like Dr. Krygor.
He's good.
You hold A, and he swims through air, and you steer him.
He's good. Now, you said design comes into effect. I think he's hideous.
He is hideous.
So
below Mona.
But I used him way more than I used anybody else so far.
Below Young Cricket.
I think he could go above Cricket.
Even if he's hideous?
Versatile. He just... I know, I know, but that's why I can't take looks into
Poor
it.
Dr. Krygor.
What
do you not like about him? Oh, below Wario. He's number 2 now.
What do I not like about him?
Is it his little mustache or
it's his nasty mustache? It's his half hat. It's his gross, just body. It's just all.
Hey! Don't shame Dr. Krygor.
Listen.
You know what I don't like? I don't like that he has an inner tube and he's flying through air. It's
Right,
just,
he's got flippers on.
he's cheesy. That's what's wrong about
The
him.
half hat thing doesn't make sense. His mustache that definitely like smells like cheese.
So wait, was Wario better or worse than him?
Wario
design?
accepts the fact that he's like,
Yeah, Wario.
I like farting. Yeah, right?
Wario.
Like whatever.
9 volt.
Also, I think Wario's mustache is cool. It's W.
True.
It's a
That's
skinny
true.
W.
9 volt is next. He's the little kid on the skateboard. I think he's got cute design and he likes games.
He likes games and he likes skateboarding. So
But he never stops moving.
He never stops moving.
And he can only shoot his yo-yo up. That's it.
He's bad. He might actually be worse than the other one because he can only shoot
you know
up.
what? I think you're right. Because he's always moving.
Always mover with only one directional shot.
All right, I put him below 18 volt.
Yeah,
so he's the last on the list.
Stupid ass little kid.
You know, it feels only right that Wario is still number 1.
But not for long.
Wario number 1.
Not for long.
Mike, above Wario. Mike is so good, dude.
Mike is number 1.
He shoots music notes up from his mouth. He moves wherever he wants. He's a karaoke robot, which should tell you everything about him being number 1 that you need to know.
Yeah, the only difference, I guess, is he can't shoot diagonally or left-right.
Yeah, but he's really
But you can move him so quickly around in full total free movement.
Plus, he shoots just like a machine gun.
Yeah, it's just like pew, 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 pew. It's yeah.
Mike's on number 1 now.
Yep, and he's probably staying there.
We both used him a lot. Okay, Kat and Anna, which is another one like Dribble and Spits, where we're each one character. They both jump nonstop. Kat always throws her shuriken to the right, and Anna throws hers to the left. So similar to Dribble and Spits.
Not gonna lie, this might be worse than.
I think better than Dribble and Spits.
They constantly jump. You can't control them.
I like that.
Can I say something that's not good about their designs?
No, I already, you know what? I have a feeling I know what you want to say. And I don't want you to say it. I don't want you to say it. I don't want you to say it. I think it's bad if you say it. They're kindergartners. I just want to say whatever you're about to say is wrong.
You could be a kindergartner and have a dumper like them, and it's...
Cut it.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting. I'm saying it because it's terrible.
Okay, we'll put them below Dribble and Spits.
Please, put them at the bottom.
No,
I don't want to think of them. Take them out of the game.
It's just, they're pants,
They redesigned Baby Sonic. They can redesign Kitten Cat or whatever their names are.
Okay, Jimmy T. He's great.
He's pretty decent.
For design, but we did not like...
What's his deal?
His gameplay. You tilt in a direction, and then he attacks in that direction. That's it. You can't move him, though.
Oh, he's pointing his like disco finger. Oop, my Tamagotchi is going off.
My child is calling for me.
Let me just tend to my child.
Jimmy T, I would say we didn't play him very much at all. Oh my god, you really are tending to the child.
I have to. Okay.
I'm going to put him above Dribble and Spits, but below Mona.
Yeah.
Because he's less annoying than them, but
he's usable because his aim makes him versatile, but not moving is like, hey.
Okay, next is Ashley. She's a classic.
She's like a top tier kind of.
She's the little witch girl.
Above Wario.
She loves food.
Above Wario, because I like her as a character better. Yeah. She's evil. She's a little.
You move her and she casts spells.
But that means just she shoots forward.
No, she casts them whenever direction she's facing.
Yeah, sorry. She shoots her forward.
So above Wario, I
think
say.
so.
Yeah. Because she's cuter than Wario, better than Wario, but does what Wario does essentially.
Yeah.
Orbulon, who's an alien, who sucks things up by activating his beam. I like Orbulon.
I like Orbulon, but I'm probably partial to the alien.
I would put him above Dr. Krygor, below Wario.
Fair.
Okay. So he's number 4. Okay, next is 5 volt, mother to the skateboard kid, 9 volt. Her movement's really weird. She has a spirit, and you guide her spirit, and then you warp wherever the spirit goes. I really do not like her.
I don't either.
Confusing to me. But I think
she's probably slightly better than her son because she stands still.
Okay, so I forgot what her son's name is.
9 volt.
9 volt, who's very below. 18 volts above 9 volt. Where do you want to put her between 9 and 18?
Yeah, because she stands still, but you can guide her spirit
so
freely.
Above 9. Okay, yeah.
No, actually, she should be above both of them. Because she stands still, which is frustrating, but you can guide her spirit anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Instead of just shoot
I love that all the Volt families on the very bottom of the list.
It's funny because they have the best games. They have the best microgames with the worst gameplay.
Okay, Red. That's Ashley's little demon who's really cute. I like him. He drops bombs. You
I
move him and he
am
drops
partial
bombs.
to like the bad boy, like Red, the little
And
imp.
his gameplay is fine. Like it's good. It's
It's good.
similar to Mike, but the opposite way around.
It's kind of similar to Romulon.
No, no, it's not. It's similar to Mike, but the opposite way around. Because he moves and drops bombs, or Mike shoots
Oh
up.
yeah, Orby sucks. Yeah, he's below Orbulon.
Yeah, I would say so. Above Krygor, below Orbulon is Red. Okay, then we have Master Mantis. That's Cricket's teacher. He also just jumps, but the only
He
difference
auto-jumps.
is he does
Oh.
not auto jump. He can walk on the ceiling.
Ooh, no,
not
that becomes
unnecessary.
that's doing too much. Put him at the bottom, not the total bottom, but he's down low.
I would say he's below
Where's Cricket
Mona,
right now?
above Jimmy T.
Where's Cricket right now?
7.
And then who's below Cricket?
Mona. So I'm saying below Mona.
Mona is Boomerang.
Yes.
Yeah, because the Boomerang you can you can wrap your head around it.
Master Mantis. Then we have Lulu. We almost never played at all. I did not like her. She's like a little kid who can ground pound and float. And she has to you have to press A to make her stop and float in air. It's confusing.
Yeah, no.
She sucks a lot.
Ooh, is she the worst?
I think she's above all the volts.
The voltages?
Yeah.
The volt.
The volts
plan?
are gonna stay down there, bro. Okay. Then we have penultimately Penny. Another great word, by the way.
Penultimate.
I
Penny.
love Penny. Her song is amazing. She's a little scientist with 2 braids. She's so cute, but not that into her water blaster. She has the water blaster
Oh, you shoot
Mario
down, but then you go up
Sunshine.
because the water is pushing you up.
Yes.
But you could get good at that. I bet you could get good at that, and she
I
can
would put her
pause. She can hang out.
I would put her below Jimmy T, above Dribble and Spits. That's pretty low.
Where's that? Who
Number
would then be
that would be number
below-
11.
Sorry, below Jimmy T, who can't float.
Yeah.
She's above Jimmy T.
Okay, below Master Mantis though.
Yeah, because he's a little easier to
'Cause-
manage.
Exactly. She gets points for being cute. Just like real life. Lastly, Pyoro.
Now here's the discussion. You basically did draw Pyoro.
I drew Pyoro. He's a penguin bird. I don't know, but he can move and extend his tongue, and he goes. He's
So,
like Yoshi.
He's not that good.
He's not that good, but he's so
But
cute. I give him
He's
so many extra
so
points for that.
good. Maybe he just should be number 1.
I think he's below Orbulon. No.
Fine.
Below WarioWare. No. Below Ashley. Number 3.
Ashley is the.
I think he's above. He's below
Wait, were you
Ashley.
just rising him in the ranks?
Yes. I think he's number 3.
He's kind of hard to play, but he is.
He's not that hard to play, dude. He's not that hard to play.
Where do you want to put him?
You move him and you
Number
extend
what?
tongue. Number 3.
Overall, number 3.
Yes. Let's just do it and then we can discuss what it is in order and we can change it. Okay, here's our orders. Number 1 is Mike. Number 2 is Ashley.
Yep.
3 is Pyoro.
Mm-mm.
4 is Wario.
Mm.
5 is Orbulon.
Mm.
Then it's Red. 7 is Dr. Krygor. 8 is Young Cricket. 9 is Mona. 10 is Master Mantis. 11 is Penny. 12 is Jimmy T. 13 is Dribble and Spits. 14 is Cat and Anna. 15 is Lulu. And then we have the Volt family. 5 Volt, 18 Volt, and 9 Volt. Poor little boy. All the way at the bottom. Oh, no. 5 Volt, I think, is the little boy. I think 9 Volt is the one that, teleports. Let me double check that, because he definitely should be on the bottom. Oh, no. I think we put 9 Volt on the bottom because he never stops moving.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Damn.
I actually don't hate that ranking.
Yeah, I think it's
Pyoro
good.
that high. Sure, actually, he kind of deserves
He
it.
can move and he suits his tongue.
I don't,
And he's cute. He's so cute. So
All
many
right.
points for that.
I don't hate it.
So many points for his for sound design. Like Mike and Pyoro's sound design is really good.
Yeah.
I just want to hear him make noises, so you
Right.
want to play as them.
And when you get some of the cosmetics that you get by feeding them stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you can get like zombie, and there's others that we just didn't unlock yet, and it changes their voice samples a bit. Like I think
Yeah.
it just puts a filter on it, makes it be like, bleh, but it's funny.
It is. It's good. I'm glad they added that. So
You know
that's
you know what I'm
it.
glad?
What?
I'm glad to have played this with you
Oh.
and to have done this episode.
Me too.
But now it's
Now it's time
to
for
go.
sex tips with Craig and Grace.
Romance tips.
Okay. Here's my romance tip. Oh, I saw this on TikTok. I saw this on TikTok, and I think it's a great romance tip. If you're currently dating someone, dating people, if you're trying to date, and you're on those dating apps, Just ask people what their most controversial opinion is. Make that be the first thing you say. And what they say depends on, I mean, you just go through them so quickly like that.
That'll really
That'll really knock them out
like
quickly. And you need that.
chaff the choidal right away.
Especially as a woman. You need to be knocking them out fast. All right. I don't know as a man if you can afford such ease of knocking. I mean, you should still do it because it's good to know. There's some crazy controversial opinions. You'll get real quick to the bottom of it.
If you're willing to quickly tell people that you think a certain type of person is not a person or something like that,
yeah,
it's like, oh, you're definitely not worth my time. It's pretty smart. Right. That's a very smart tip.
I think it's really smart because it's just like, just tell me the worst thing you think so I know if I can deal with that or not.
And it's also setting up for if they're an idiot. Because the right move is just make a fake one up. Do a joke. Do a joke right there.
Do a joke is always the right answer.
Don't actually say your controversial opinion because you know you have one, but don't say it yet.
But I almost wish they would so that like I know.
But that's how you know for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
And maybe, so what's the step 2 to that? We need to come up with
There's no step 2. It's
like
just delete.
The 5-year plan, but it's more like the 5-date plan. So, okay, you do that step.
There's no step 2.
And then they say like, well, mine is that I think Optimus Prime should be a truck, not a monkey.
Yeah, right.
Then 3 dates in, what's the next question to try to really, I think it should be that thing where it's like,
there was a couple.
Yeah, so I went and got my second vaccine shot. And you look at them.
I've seen a couple of things about like good questions to quickly like figure that out. One of the things I saw recently was.
But what I'm saying is they got to be comfortable enough to actually reveal. You know.
Yes, I think this is something you ask actually pretty quickly. So this could be within a couple of days of talking, and I like this a lot. But just quickly ask them, what are you looking for? And no matter what their answer is, just take that as their answer and use it. Okay, so if you like, because if you're interested in like a actual partner, or if you're not, like that's going to depend a lot on their answer. And if they tell you that that's not what they're looking for, then just take that and then don't get into the relationship with them if that's not what you want.
And if you want a tip from the other side, if you're being asked these things and you don't know what to do.
What do you mean the other side?
If you're being asked, and what are you looking for?
Yeah.
You tell them.
Tell them the truth.
To play co-op games with. Because my favorite podcast, Saves Together, has recommended over 69 games to me, and I don't have anyone to play with.
Aw, I love that. See, yes, good answer.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
What was your tip? Romance tip?
Oh, I have to give one?
Yeah. Why am I the romance expert only?
I don't even know how to spell romance.
Go ahead, give your tip.
Do we do like a raunchy one?
If you want. You were the one who made it clear.
The real actual tip. Romance tip.
My tips were real and actual as well.
Give and receive.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. I'm Craig McGowan. Follow us on @SavesTogether.
Give and receive. That's a good tip for life too, you know.
And sex. Bye.